Michelle Lewis hanging out with Fitz And The Tantrums, and you can hear the sound moving in the background. That's one thing only, Memphis in May. What's going on, guys?
Beale Street.
Beale Street. Is this first time Memphis?
Yes,
absolutely.
First time.
Oh, look at that.
We've been to Knoxville, we've been to Nashville, so we had to come to Memphis.
Well, I know that you already started taking advantage of that, Noelle. I follow you on your Instagram. Heck yeah, I do. I saw you. Did you all go to Central Barbecue? I saw you were like, look at me with my nice little slab, like straight out, and they took care of you. So you already had your bit of barbecue.
And they took us backstage
to the
see the smoker.
Oh, isn't that the best? Did they let you do a couple of flips?
No, we actually
just,
we were just looking.
That's
we want to touch his shoulders.
Well, I'm glad that you guys had a lot of time. Are you going to go check out some other barbecue spots, or is that pretty much all you're going to have time for?
I think that's all we got time for.
Well,
some of the guys went to Stacks, but that's the thing about tour life. You play the show, you get on the bus, and you got to drive to the next town.
And I was going to ask you about that because I know that you guys have a big Motown influence. I was like, you got to check out Stacks or something, but that's really cool. And speaking of your music and your influences, I do want to get into that a little bit. I can totally tell the difference of sound on like all of the tracks. So I'm just curious, when you guys get into the studio, where do you get into that mindset? Where do these different influences of sound come from?
Well,
I think it's just it ends up being this kind of like subconscious happening because we all listen to so many different types of music. And when you're collaborating with people, everyone's influences kind of just start to melt into that, And I think that's initially how we really developed our sound. I mean, we toured together for nearly 4 years before we started writing this record. So we had a lot of inspiration from just doing touring and, the crowd responses. That's why you hear a lot of the choruses are very anthemic. And, we kind of had that in our minds when we were writing these songs. Like, wow, we could totally see people doing this section of the song while we're singing the chorus. And, it's all of these things that just kind of happen in this creative realm that you never even, I don't think you really think of. It's not really conscious until you go into the studio and you start tinkering, with synth sounds and doing all of these different, scientific things in the studio.
That's real. I mean, I've never, just the way you described that, the melding of influences, that's really cool too. And I know you guys are dedicated because I also saw, and I wanted to ask about this, that you tweeted on Instagram how you were practicing at your last stop in the hotel, and you did a setup in the hotel room.
Oh yeah, that was John doing a little keeping his chops up with his little silent drum pad.
Do you guys do that everywhere you go?
Well, it depends. There's definitely you'll hear Noelle and I warming up down the halls, keeping everyone awake. But yeah, I mean, you gotta keep your chops up on your instrument.
Any hotel complaints so far wherever you guys have gone?
Not yet, but
only during football season.
There's always a first for everything for you to get into trouble, right?
We get a lot of complaints. It's not about practicing. It's just we throw things and
just things might get a little wild,
Sometimes.
Someday we'll get a music complaint too.
Right, one or 2 days from now, maybe. And you guys have also toured with Adam Levine, Maroon 5.
Yeah.
What's one secret about Adam Levine that probably he wouldn't want you to share, but you're going to be awesome to tell me?
I don't know.
No, I mean,
he does yoga every day on tour. I don't know if that's a secret he doesn't want to share, but those guys do yoga on tour. They travel with a yogi.
Do you guys work out on tour?
Yeah. I mean, our drummer is an ultra marathoner, which
can
run 100-mile marathon. So he's like, I went for a jog today, and we're like, oh yeah, how many miles? He's like, just 32.
Oh my gosh!
That's every day.
I can do one.
He gives us all shade.
I can do like 1 mile, and I'm huffing and puffing. Well, I do want to say now, you guys are touring. It's just you. Fast forward, it's your own tour, dream tour. Who's your opening act? And for all 3 of you, you pick that one person for your dream tour, your opening act.
We've been really lucky. We've really put a lot of energy into picking who our openers have been. We had Walk the Moon open up for us. We had this amazing band on our last run called Beat Club that were incredible. I mean, we're taking out some great people the rest of this summer with us. For us, I think I feel like we've already been pretty blessed.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate. I mean, for, us, in the same way that Maroon 5 picked us to open for them, the whole idea is to really bring about bands that are up and coming.
Absolutely,
that
that's so important.
May not have that, that headlining tour of their own quite yet, but they can, be showcased in a different environment and get the opportunities that we had. So we're always trying to look for bands that
so glad you said that, because I mean, I know that Adam, he discovered you when he went to go get a tattoo. He heard you, and he gave a chance. And I'm a big believer that everything is, based off of chances, and someone has to take that risk. So I would really, really love hearing you guys say that. That's awesome. And that being said, last question. Fast forward to, a couple years down the road. What's the one thing you would want people to know about Fitz And The Tantrums as a group? If they take away anything from you guys as a band,
that we give 150%, and I think that anybody that's seen us ever play live knows that we leave it on the stage, everything, every time. And that was part of the thing before we were playing on the radio or anything like that. We toured our butts off.
Yeah.
And this word of mouth through the internet and through Facebook and all that was like, hey, this band's amazing. I've never seen a band give so much energy. They have amazing songs. Check them out. And that word of mouth spread before even our first time being played on the radio. And that, for us, I think, is one of the most important things and one of the things that we're most proud of. So I think we'd all be happy with that as on our headstone at the end of this band.
That's an awesome answer. I like that. Well, Fitz And The Tantrums, thank you so much for the time. Check out their album. That's important too. It's in stores right now.
That's
Go
right.
buy it.
More than just a dream.
More than just a dream. Go get it now. Thank you so much, guys.
Do
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.